And good morning, everybody. We welcome you inside the Joe Byrne Memorial Stadium. Game number 5, semifinal between the Pinnacle Growlers and Traction Central Impact. Growlers lead the series 3-1 after a victory by the Impact last night here at the Joe Byrne. 3-2. Very close game. 3 of the 4 games have ended 3-2. George Scott and Robert Golding, along with cameraman Jason Power, to bring you this one. Growlers win, they move on to the league finals. Impact win, they're back in St. John's next weekend. And the Impact in their home whites, Growlers in the black and gold.
Neck protector gone. It's going to be a penalty as well. Behind the play.
It's Carley's neck protector came off, continued to play, so
yeah,
he's got to go to the penalty box. Neck protector comes off, you got to head to the bench right away. You cannot engage in the play.
But he got the penalty for boarding.
Well, all that.
But you're right, though, in what you say, and they will usually, so he's actually got to go now. George, actually, I think that he's actually kicked out for checking from behind, I think.
Okay, a lot more to this than I first imagined.
Yeah, well, I watched the play, and it was a dangerous play. I think that's exactly what the call is, George. We'll have to wait.
He's gone to the dressing room. Impact on an early power play. That is knocked loose. Skinner going after it. Skinner on the left side, shorthanded. He elected not to shoot it. He'll play it all the way back into his own end to Pilgrim. Pilgrim didn't get a lot on that. It was almost knocked down. Tucker's got it. So far, not much for the Impact. They haven't had possession. Growlers have it again. Devereaux taking his time, and he will send it down the ice. Tucker was looking for it. Impact come away. Now they'll get a chance to move it. Harnett down the left side. Noah Harnett.
2 minutes for checking on the line. Game misconduct.
Carley, we just get the official announcement. 2 minutes checking from behind and a game misconduct.
You will see lots of times, George, the official will call that a boarding. If it's a 5-minute, it's automatic game misconduct, but checking from behind warrants a game misconduct all the time.
Green with a quick shot.
And I got to say, it was a clear check from behind in a vulnerable position. You're 5-6 feet from the boards. You cannot hit a guy in the numbers.
Jesse Hernham back in goal for the Growlers. He played Friday night in the 4-1 victory. Scott Kirby was in goal last night. Jaden Lynch, starting goaltender again for the Impact. Played all 3 games this weekend. Should mention, too, for the Impact, they got a couple of players back who are off on suspension. Luke Kosh and James Strickland, who missed the first 2 games here at the Joe Byrne, are in the lineup this morning. There's a turnover. Here's Knight, short-handed. Knight breaking in, threw it across. Just went behind his teammate, Noah Boland.
And Bound is dressed again today for Impact. Didn't see any ice time last night, but he's there as an extra forward as well. So full complement of players for Impact today. No changes as far as I know from the Growlers, and they've just lost a player early, 27 seconds into the game, however.
Now, the Impact are still missing Jackson Ingram, hasn't been here all weekend. But they do have a full roster with Bound in the lineup. And a good penalty kill.
Kosh is out here seeing his first shift in a while.
Growlers didn't give up anything while shorthanded that time.
Oh, they almost had a couple of scoring opportunities themselves.
Hughes doesn't get it deep. Hussey trying to get away. It's knocked down into the corner, and here is Strickland with it. It's the Impact a little more size on the back end, the defenseman.
Especially with Kosh up front as well. Strickland's a good skater as well. Likes to move the puck. Not sure on that one, though.
Whoa, almost turned, had a turnover. Almost resulted in a goal, excuse me. That's chipped out, races on. Pilgrim got back there first, moves it up to Devereaux. Devereaux avoids the check, brings it in over the blue line. Devereaux takes it off the boards, down in the corner now. Tried to feed it out in front. That's picked off. The Impact clear it Pilgrim at center. Makes a hit from Green. Green has it. Back to Price. Shot in by Lambert. Devereaux takes it off the boards. Leaves it back behind his goal for Pilgrim. Growlers change up their forward line. Pilgrim forced back. Party's watching him. Long pass up through the middle. Lambert got a stick on that. Vardy has it over to Price. Price gave it away. Here's Skinner with a chance. Instead of shooting it, tried to pass it to Philpott.
He was in great shooting position. Not sure why he decided to dish that off to the right. Make the goal and make that save.
Lambert in over the blue line looking for King. King just put it wide.
Devereaux finished his check on Lambert as well. He's apt to do all the time.
Finley Dobbin moved it up the left side, gets by everybody. And that will be an icing call against the Growlers. 15:28 to go here in the first period. No score.
And George, at the end of last night's game, there was a couple of penalties. So for the viewers who were listening and we had gone off the air, we didn't get the call till afterwards as well. But there were 2 10-minute misconducts issued to a player on each team, which doesn't result in anything today. If it was a game misconduct, it would have resulted in a 1-game suspension.
Play out at center, dumped in. Locke trying to get there. Gillespie got a stick on it, cleared it into the corner. Fowler reaching for it. Tilley coming off the bench, couldn't get it for the Growlers. Strickland back inside his own blue line, off the boards. Russell chips it in. Locke reaching for it. Jack Chafe rings it around the boards. The Canes. Puck comes out. Hughes reaching for it. Big dumped in by Chafe. Lynch comes to it, plays it off the boards. It'll come out into center. Canes will get to it first for the Growlers. Backhands it in. Hughes hustling back to get it. Quickly around the boards. Lincoln Canning. Tilley held him in, and the puck squirts loose. It'll go down the ice. No icing. Goaltender comes out to play it. He'll leave it there for Chafe. Gets it to Maloney. Maloney taking his time, pass on the left side. That missed. Hughes gets a stick on it. Growlers follow up on it. Devereaux takes it back towards his own blue line and then heads up the ice. Tilley with a chance right in front. Puck went off his stick as he cut in front of the goal.
He's in a great shooting position there on top of the hash marks. The impact D just squat back too low down there at that time.
Green, forced back by Tucker. Turns it off the boards. Lambert couldn't handle it. Brought back in. This is Boland. Boland down the left side. Down into the corner. Tucker in to help out. Boland's got it again. Back at the point. Pilgrim. Bouncing puck got away from him. Races on. Pilgrim gets there first. Dumped in by Party. Delayed offside. Impact tag up. Pilgrim. The pass is intercepted. King has it. He was looking for Lambert. Lambert had to stand still at the blue line. The pass was a little bit ahead of him. Now the Impact will shoot it in. Right on goal. Harnham leaves it back there for Devereaux. Over to Pilgrim. Good pass. Tape to Boland. Looking for O'Brien. Green got a stick in the way of that. Growlers are on it. Throw it back at the point. It'll come out as it missed O'Brien. Pilgrim has it. Pilgrim dumps it in. Again, Lynch out to play it. He'll leave it behind the goal. Comes to the near corner. Russell is on it. Leaves it for Green. Green hard off the glass and out. And this will be an icing call against the Impact.
George, I like the pace of the game on an early Sunday morning, 10 o'clock. But usually it takes a little while to get into it, but the both of these teams have come out all guns a-blazing. Really like the speed down the boards, and we've seen a couple of good shots already. Shows 0-0 shots on net. I'm not quite sure why, but there's definitely been a couple.
Certainly been some opportunities. A couple of shots not taken, a couple wide. Dobbin holds it in, feeds it across for Chafe. Jack Chafe wrists it towards the goal. That went wide. Dobbin held it in. Growlers with a good shift. Hussey behind the goal. Tried to get it out for Knight. He lost it, and out it comes.
Sorry, George. Really strong line down low with Hussey and Knight there, and Dobbin on D, right side, makes good passes to Avery.
Avery flips it in wide. It's going to be a penalty coming up to the impact.
Yeah, that's going to be an interference call.
Avery shot it in and then was dumped. Head contact.
You can
still 2 minutes.
Basically, every single touch or hit is head contact.
All right, power play for the Growlers. Impact had a power play chance of their own earlier. Didn't do anything with it. Let's see what the Growlers can do with their man advantage. Devereaux steps around hard and walks in, holds it again, and then passed it to nobody.
Trying to get it on his forehand, coming across. Wasn't able to do so.
Devereaux's got it again. Down into the corner. Bounces around in front of the goal.
It's going to be
another penalty coming up.
It's going to be a high stick here.
Interference they're calling, Robert.
Yeah. Puck. Well, interference as he was going to get to the puck, as the puck was up in the air, he got picked on. The impact player got picked on, actually, which is an interference call. The back official's calling it. That's an easy call as well. The puck was just laying there. He was trying to go get it, and he just got in his way. You can get in someone's skating lane, but you can't make contact with him, and he did.
All right, so that will negate the power play. We'll go 4-on-4 with 1:34 left to go in the penalty to the impact.
Penalty, Growler.
Maloney.
Number 3.
To Devereaux.
2 minutes for interference.
Gives it to Knight. Andy Knight gets to center, chips it in. Maloney hustling in there to try and get in on the forecheck. Price got there first. Knight comes up with the puck in the corner. Price battling with him. Knocked free by Harnett. O'Brien. Knight plays it back to the point. Maloney's got it. Just cycles it back down low. Hopped over the stick of O'Brien. Price has got it. Price moves it ahead. Whoa, there's a giveaway to Devereaux in all alone. Devereaux holding it. Scores.
I could see that coming, George. Before that pass was made, it's a 4-on-4 situation, and I was looking, and I could see Devereaux creeping in. If we go back a little bit, because it's tunnel vision, he's creeping in some, but you cannot go rink-wide passes from blue to blue in your own zone, or boards to boards, I'm sorry. You just can't do it. And I watched Devereaux, who normally plays on the right side, was on the left side, and I could see the puck coming. They had a total possession of the puck. Price made a really good pass up to the D-man, and then, of course, you get this tunnel vision. You only see your own guy. And Devereaux just stepped in and...
Yeah, all alone. No chance for the goaltender. Long shot in. So, again, that's an even strength goal, so we stay 4-on-4.
And Impact did a good job down low with a reversal. Price made a nice pass out and the outlet. Then the puck has to come up the boards or you have to carry it out. You cannot pass it 85 feet in your own zone.
War shoots it around the boards. Fowler gets to it first, trying to hold it in. Growlers get it out. That hit the linesman right back to Boland. Boland's got it just outside the blue line, waits for his teammates to get onside, elects to reset.
That's a good play.
Nice move by Tucker. Tucker gets it in over the blue line, but Chafe in ahead of the play.
One of the things, George, that many teams, you don't practice 4-on-4 a lot, and when you got two forwards out there, particularly if they're wingers, they really don't know who should do the forechecking, and you actually try to react to the other guys. So they had two guys who backed up, and they had two guys who went forward. It's a difficult thing. You've got to identify when you get out there. It's not easy to play 4-on-4. It's really not.
Face-off will come just outside the Growlers' boom line. 5 seconds to go in the impact penalty. Then they will have a brief power play for 26 seconds. Canning wins it, shoots it in. So now the Impact are on the power play. Kosh knocked it out of the air. Canning's got it. He's got Kosh with him. Canning with a shot as he got the shot away between the legs of the defenseman, and a good save made by Harnham.
He was trying to get it over to Kosh, who was wide open.
Yeah. He had two guys harassing him. He did well to get a shot away, and that's going to do it now. All the penalties are off the board. And we are 5-on-5 once again. Hussey. Green has got it. Tried to backhand it in. Hit Philpott. O'Brien digging for the boards. Goes in there with Kosh. Puck comes loose and the Impact have it. Lambert. Knocked off his stick. O'Brien couldn't get himself free. Here's Gillespie. Back to Devereaux. Kane's got a stick on it. Tips it in. O'Brien trying to get to it along the boards. Price is in there for the Impact. Fudge comes up with it. Fudge to King. King turns, shoots it in. Harnham out to play it. Impact are in quickly on the forecheck. King comes up with it. King lost it. And Canes working against Hughes. Good poke check. Pass up at the blue line, picked off by Devereaux. Devereaux lost it. Here's Purdy with a chance, put it wide. Fudge keeps it in deep. Purdy reaching for it, couldn't get to it. Strickland pinching in. And around behind the goal. King trying to get to it in the corner. Fudge gets there first. Fudge holding it against the boards. Puck comes loose. Growlers bring it out. Great chance for. There's another giveaway. Tilley. Right across the blue line. You throw it. Nothing but trouble.
Got lucky that time.
They got away with it. Knocked out. Good speed by Dobbin. His shot went off a leg. Locke coming back the other way for the Impact. Locke. Shot on goal. Rebound is there. Scores!
Wow.
Fowler. Oh, that was a juicy one.
Yeah, it's a big rebound there. And there was really a nothing play there, George. Got tipped over in the blue line. And then it goes in. And the goaltender, I'm sure, was going to want to have this one back. Just a weak shot from over here. But he just misjudges it and just gives a big, juicy rebound to Fowler, who's coming down, who basically has an empty net, puts it in the back of the net.
All right, so we are tied, 16:46.
And that's a big goal for the Impact.
6:46 left in the period.
To give them a little bit more confidence, George.
Yeah, you're down 3-1. You don't want to fall behind early, which they did. Skinner coming in the left side from a very sharp angle. Puck set there. Fowler gets a stick on it and clears it down the ice. Snow build up here at the end of the period, so won't get over the goal line. Go ahead, Robert.
Sorry, George. The Impact D are really, George, not playing back far enough. They're getting beat to the outside a lot. And, I know it's to the outside, but you can't be getting beat like that on one-on-ones. You've got to peel back a little bit, or you've got to engage next to the guy. You can't give this soft area. Would have been too many.
Yeah,
men.
Green did a good job to delay touching the puck till they got that change
and then got
straightened
back
out.
They had 7 out there.
Yeah, they didn't touch the puck, so
it's offside.
it is well spotted just over on the left side. Knight a little bit late. Tried to get out, but
yeah, he went in. He thought the puck was going to get dumped in right away. Did a little button hook to get back out, but linesman Jeremiah Gill, proud of Botwood, Newfoundland, made that call. Still has trouble beating me in pickleball, however.
former student of yours.
Yeah, good kid.
Absolutely. Pilgrim out to center. That's intercepted. Impact shoot it back in, comes off the end boards. Harnum leaves it back there for Pilgrim. He'll try it again. This time they'll move it up through the middle.
It's a good play.
Hussey over to Avery, back to Hussey, backhand blocker save made by the goaltender Lynch. Hussey back at the point. Maloney with a shot that's tipped over the top of the goal, sits on the mesh. It's knocked loose. Hussey back at the point. Maloney over to Devereaux. Hussey with a shot. One off Harnett into the corner.
This is this big line here, George.
That pass across the blue line picked off. This time the Impact, and they'll dump it in, and they'll get a line change in. Under 5 to go here in the first period.
When I mean this big line, I'm talking about for the Pinnacle Growlers. They're a line that does a lot of damage.
Turnover, but it's going to be delayed offside.
Yeah, that's the proper call.
Yeah, the arm went up earlier, and
yeah,
the player didn't realize it.
I know that Pinnacle Growlers might be questioning it, but he did not get back out before the next guy went in.
That shot in just wide of the goal. Ward did a good job to hustle in, keep that onside. Ward with a weak shot towards the goal, hoping for a deflection. Party couldn't get a stick on it. He was there in front. King in there forechecking. Puck comes up along the near boards. O'Brien's got it. Hit Ward, couldn't hold it in. Lambert doesn't get it deep. Bolin in behind the play. They tried to get him the puck. They spotted him, but it went off the blade of his stick.
That's the play I'm talking about all the time, George. But the other thing is, Zach King's a big, strong guy, you know, heavy-set young man who's really likes to get in and engage. And he goes in that time and he plays the puck, George, behind the net. He really needs to use his body and to muscle the guy off the puck and create a turnover in front. And that'll create a scoring opportunity for the Impact.
Bolin knocked it down.
Really strong legs.
Comes to the side of the goal. Impact come up with it. Locke goes the other side to Fowler. Reed Fowler in our blue line, pulls it back off the stick of Chafe, bounces back out in front. Growlers have it. Bolin flips it up through center. O'Brien trying to get after it. Price got in his way. Under 3.5 to go here in period number 1. Puck in behind the Impact goal. Micah Tucker back at the point. Maloney shot off of Fowler into the corner. And it is O'Brien. He lost it, and Fowler gets rid of it down the ice. And again, lots of snow on the ice, so it's not going to get there. So we are late in the period. Under 3 to go. This one, however, will be an icing call. And when we get a little break here, we want to thank our sponsor for our webcast this weekend, Skur Group. Skur Group is a full-service company located in Grand Falls, Windsor, offering mechanical, plumbing, electrical, and security services for both commercial and residential customers. Skur Group can also help arrange financing for your home or commercial project. For more information on how Skur Group can help you, just call 709-393-2600, email info@skurgroup.ca, or check out their website at skurgroup.ca. Yes, thank you very much to Skur Group stepping up and sponsoring the webcast this weekend, as they did last weekend when we did the U16 games.
Yes.
A little bonus coverage for us here on AO.live, something we put together at the last minute. The U16 tournament was here. That came right out in front, then back at the point, kept onside for just a second. Nice moves by Fudge, gets it to Canning. Canning with a shot blocker save made by Harnum, comes right out in front. Devereaux's got it and cleans it up. Outlet pass right on the stick. That was Knight. Over to Canes. Impact defenseman's lost his stick.
Needs to get it.
It's Vardy holding his man against the boards. He wouldn't mind getting a whistle right now with no stick.
He needs to just reach down and pick it up.
Okay, now he's got it. And this will come out.
That's not going to make it.
Yeah, rolling puck, but no. Pilgrim is back there as we have 2 minutes left to go. Picked off by War. War steps around the linesman. Did a pretty good job avoiding him. Canes. Party catching up to him, knocks the puck loose. King had it in his skates, finds it. Good pass for Lambert. Lambert clears it in. Chafe. Over to Dobbin, back to Chafe.
You can hear Coach Casey yelling out there, back, back, back means 1-2-2.
Thrown in front, King has got it. To Lambert. Lambert knocked off his stick by Philippot. Goes down into the corner, in there forechecking. King is in there in support. Party helping out. Puck kicked loose. Chafe. He lost it, but will be cleared in by Skinner. Under a minute to go here in the opening period. It has been a good one. All very competitive games between these two teams.
Yes, indeed.
3 of the 4 were 3-2, one of them in overtime. The other one was 4-1 Friday night, but that included 2 empty net goals. So none of these games have been decided till the last few seconds, really. Growlers, though, lead the series 3-1. Chafe turns, dumps it in, 20 seconds, good chance here. There was a rebound as Lynch kicked it out and then cleared away by the defense.
It was a simple pass in the neutral zone. They just never had anything on it, George. Cost the Impact dearly that time.
They don't get it out. Scrambly play just outside the blue line, delayed offside.
Should just let them touch it.
And that's going to come back as the Growlers made no attempt to clear the zone. 2.7 seconds.
Need to have a right-handed shooter taking this draw now. Just shoot it right from the draw.
No, they're going to go with Locke.
Yeah, I know, but I'm surprised Fowler's not there just taking that draw.
Turning, shooting it, goes wide. So first period comes to an end. It was a good one.
It was a good one.
1-1 tie between these two teams. As you say, early on a Sunday morning, tough to come out with a lot of jump after playing Friday and Saturday. Got to be some tired legs, but
and not only that, but if you're with the Pinnacle Growlers, they're actually staying in Gander, so it's a, I'm sure it was an early 7 o'clock wake-up call this morning, get some breakfast, hop on the bus, get back in. And we know, George, of all our years of traveling on the buses, getting up in the morning, it's always a little bit of a chore.
Yeah.
And I'm sure for teenagers, it's more of a chore.
Not used to getting up early, I wouldn't think, for most of them.
No.
Don't want to stereotype now, but that's
especially
probably the case.
On weekends. But now, you know, these guys travel all the time. And think about that. My son has to referee a game, an under-13 game at the Windsor Stadium this morning. So I asked him, I said, Jack, what's game tomorrow? He said, 7. I said, 7? I said, you got it. You can't be serious. It can't be 7. Anyway, it was 8, which means that I'm up at 6:30. He's up at 7:15 to get out to the rink. So these guys, obviously in Gander, an hour drive in, so, you know, they had an early rise as well.
Yeah, lack of hotel rooms here in Grand Falls.
Yeah, lack of hotel
still
rooms.
the case, and you've got that U13 tournament, so that can take up pretty much everything, unfortunately.
Yeah, it definitely
so
can.
Folks have to go to Gander. Anyway, we'll leave that for another discussion. Okay, 1-1 tie after 20 minutes of play between the Growlers and the Impact. You're watching NLU18 Major Hockey League action from the Joe Byrne Memorial Stadium exclusively on AO.live. Back in a few minutes, everybody. We've got ourselves a 1-1 tie heading into the second period between the Impact and the Growlers. George Scott, Robert Golding, Jason Power on the camera. Pleased to bring you this game here on AO.live. This is game number 5. The best of 7. Growlers lead at 3-1. Impact won last night by a score of 3-2. Back at the point it comes. Devereaux, who's got the Growlers goal. Back here at the left point. Went off Fowler into the corner. Pilgrim will keep it in. Knocked off a stick. Devereaux pinching in. Does a great job to hold it in. Chafe looking for it. Good shift to start this second period by the Growlers. That's offside.
George, Devereaux makes really good decisions, and I was talking about earlier the other night, defense for the Impact, they need to hold the blue line just a little bit more. You retreat too early, you lose yourself 20 or 30 seconds possibly of keeping the puck in. Devereaux went in on a pinch. You'll hear tell coaches say, don't go too early. It's actually better to go early.
Verdi will shoot it in. Playing along the boards down in the Growlers end, back in the corner. Jack Chafe has it. Chafe to O'Brien. He'll get it in. Lynch just redirects it into the corner. Puck comes off the boards. Chafe holds it in. Good job there by Jack Chafe to hold the line, then pushes it down along the boards into the corner. Comes back to Chafe. Tried to throw it towards the front of the goal. It's picked off, and out comes War, the defenseman. War drops it back. Good pass for King. Save made by Harnum. So you got the left pad down. Nice shot by King, looking short side.
He's had some good chances last couple of weeks, George.
Oh, yeah. Great little drop pass by
It was really nifty.
War.
That's one you see back in our Pee-wee days of practices.
Bouncing puck was handled by Harnum, got it to his defense. Pass was a little bit in behind Boland. Chafe backing up inside his blue line. Fudge got a stick on that. It's chipped in. Hughes goes back to get it. O'Brien in on the forecheck, knock Hughes down. Battle continues in behind the Impact goal. Canning in there for the Impact. Strickland in there as well. Puck comes loose. O'Brien trying to knock it down. Bouncing puck, couldn't make contact with it. But the Growlers stay on it. Back of the point for Maloney. His shot, that just missed. High short side. Kept in again by the Growlers. Great start to this second period.
Big shift here for them.
We're 3 minutes in, and pretty much all the play except for that one rush down the ice has been up in the Impact end. Strickland's got to go back and get it. Growlers are changing. Chafe held it in. Impact having trouble getting it out of their own end.
He's trying to flick it out, George. There's nothing on it, and they've been pinned in here now for 1:20. And not only that, but the Pinnacle Growlers were actually able to change.
Still it doesn't come out.
Fudge
Finally it does, but they run into each other.
Fudge needs to go up the boards with that. He went through the middle of the rink, hit off a skate. You've got to go up the safe play up the boards. It's a no-brainer there. You've got to move
Strickland
there.
almost gave it away behind the goal. Played it back there. The only one there was Skinner for the Growlers. Chafe will hold it in. This is Skinner behind the goal. Hughes up along the boards. Maloney's going to get to it first for the Growlers. It is all Growlers here.
Well, it's a result of 2 simple plays to get out, George, and you've got to take simple plays.
First 4 minutes, all been down this end. Shot just went wide.
That's not getting out either.
Well, the Growlers are on it. Skinner behind the goal. Out in front for Chafe, and Locke got a stick in the way of that. Wrist shot comes in right on goal. Rebound is there, goes behind the goal. Skinner tried to get it out in front. Lynch got the paddle down to prevent the pass from getting in front of the goal. Fudge. Finally, the Impact get it out. He'll dump it in.
That was 2.5 minutes in the zone, George. Came out for 2 seconds.
tipped in. That should be icing, and it is. 15-19 to go, second period.
Coaches will tell you, George, if you get 6 feet from the blue line with the puck on the boards, it goes up the boards. It doesn't go through the middle of the rink. You just can't do that. And that really is look, that created another minute and a half in the defensive zone chasing the puck.
Fowler on it for the Impact. Reed Fowler off the boards, back for Green. Green puts it right on goal. Goaltender got a piece of it. May have been going wide, glove side. Russell. Green will pinch in from the point, keeps it in, down low. Behind the goal. Chafe looking for it. Lock in there as well. Impact come up with it. Get it out in front of the goal, and the Growlers clear it down the ice, and once again they'll be forced to ice it. The Impact with a bit of a response after being stuck in their own end for the first few minutes of this period.
Yeah, and you need to have a shift after you've just basically been pinned in for 2.5 minutes. You've got to have a response shift, and that was a good reply there for the Impact.
Pardy won the faceoff. Kosh will shoot it in behind the goal. Lambert trying to protect the puck, does a good job. Back down into the corner it goes. Gillespie trying to move it. Pilgrim has it for the Growlers. Up high at the blue line, knocked down by Skinner, gives it to Philpott. Philpott turns, shoots it in right on goal. Lynch leaves it there for Green. In. Devereaux back there first. Went off a skate out at center. Puck just sits there. Impact on it first. Lambert to Pardy. Pardy trying to get around the outside. He does. Pardy, shot that was there. Rebound is there. Sits in the crease. Another chance. Oh, what a save by Hurnham. Empty net, and he got the paddle down.
2 empty nets. Lambert had an empty net. Gosh, it was amazing. And it went off the post on the other one and just laid there.
Hurnham was down and out to the right, lying on the ice, reached back with the paddle of the stick and prevented the empty net goal.
Last 4 digits. 4381. Red ticket 50-50. 4-3.
Catch our breath after that one.
Wow. What a sequence.
Devereaux. Getting puck held in against the boards down in the corner. Finally comes loose, and then it goes right back.
Yeah, not a lot of movement.
No, we'll wait for the puck to come free. Devereaux's got it, dumps it in, and Impact move it out. Jack Chafe on it. Price, that was touch, so no icing. Impact changing. Devereaux quickly up ahead. Shot in. Back to get it is Hughes. Hughes gets squished against the boards by a couple of Growlers.
Sandwich job.
Keeps going. Andy Knight plays it into the middle. Russell there first for the Impact. Avery plays it back into his own end. Up ahead for Knight. He's poke checked. Knight's got it back inside his own blue line. Give it up to Dobbin. Dobbin threw it across looking for Hussey. Pass just a little bit ahead of him. Chafe has it back at the blue line. Shot in on goal. Easy catch there for Lynch. 11:40 goes. Second period. Still tied at 1.
Couple of great opportunities for both teams, but you're not going to get much more of a better opportunity than what we saw a minute and a half ago down in the Growlers end, where a empty net, a post, and another empty net to no avail.
Chafe again shoots it in. That was knocked down by Locke. Fowler couldn't get it out. Avery with a shot and another catch.
You can hear Coach Casey from right here shouting out the lock where his position had to be, and it wasn't where Coach Casey wanted him. He actually sat back down and didn't get out. He's occupying space, not players. And that's why you see Coach Casey's going to come on. Being the teacher that Brian is, he'll go right back down to him, and he's telling him exactly what he wants.
Face-off win for the Growlers. Puck goes down into the corner and behind the goal. Price on it first. Looking for a party. Avery's back there. Puck sits just inside the blue line and touch somebody over at the bench. We got a minute. Congratulations to the Deer Lake Red Wings,
yes.
Central West Senior Hockey League. Moving on to the league finals, they defeated Stephenville Lightning 8-4 last night. Yeah, thank you. To sweep their best-of-7 series, so they await the winner of the Royals versus Cataracts. Cataracts lead that series 3-0. They'll play 2:30 this afternoon in
George,
Corner
this
Brook.
is going to be a slashing penalty on the face-off.
It's going to go against Zach King.
I thought it was going to be a slash, but maybe it's an unsportsmanlike. Yeah, well, it was a slash. He called it an unsportsmanlike. And that's at the face-off when he just chops. Those are tough.
Knocked the stick out of the Growlers player's hands, and the Growlers go on the power play in this 1-1 tie. Quick shot right in front. That one off of O'Brien. Back to the boards. Devereaux. Avery tried to throw it in front, and that's picked off, and down the ice it goes.
On this power play, George, Devereaux likes to sit up in the middle, and he's the quarterback, and they're trying to feed him with his one-timer, but he has a great wrist shot as well.
Avery down the right side.
It's offside.
Got a half fanned on it. Not allow the impact to clear it. Devereaux with it. Devereaux gave it away. Harnett with a chance there. Then he lost it. Avery will bring it in. Avery in over the blue line. He'll stop. Gives it to Devereaux. Devereaux feeds it this side. To Knight. Back to Devereaux. Quickly across to Avery. Down into the corner. Tucker. Tonight, back to Tucker. O'Brien is perched in front of the goal. Whoa, Impact had a chance to move, but Harnett was going to clear it, and it was the defenseman for the Impact knocked it off of Harnett's stick. Avery with a chance, it's deflected, they score.
George, that results in a goal. That's such an easy clear. He's there, winds up with the big shot to get rid of it, and the team there, they bang sticks, and the puck stays in, and that is just a real bad one.
Great pass in front, finds Knight.
Yeah, and
Just
that's
tips it home.
You know, one of those really unfortunate things that happen, but the Pinnacle Growlers have made you pay for that one. Looked like it was going to just be a simple clear, and it was.
Problem was, two Impact players thought they could get a stick on it and clear it, and ended up knocking it away from each other. And as you say, results in a goal. It's the little things, eh?
Those are, and at the end of the day, you look back on it and that's one that you'll think about for a long time.
Tosh on the forecheck. Harnett is there. Harnett taking it around the goal. Back at the point finds Hughes. Hughes, that one off a leg, comes off the inboard. Sits in the crease. It is still loose there. Let's go back to that save made by Hurnham a little while ago.
Oh, unbelievable.
And his team comes back and gets the next one. Actually, Ben O'Brien with the goal in front, not Knight. It's knocked down. Chafe holding it. Chafe with a shot that goes wide, and from that sharp angle, it'll come all the way down the ice. Maloney's got to go back to get it. Impact will change. Jack Chafe. Nice little move to get himself free and move it up along the boards. Stolen though. Locke tried to feed it down for Russell. Pass was in behind him.
Get that puck at the net.
Yeah.
Russell can then get to the net.
Verdi moves it across. Shot in by War. Fowler going into forecheck. He gets knocked down by Maloney. And Maloney has it behind the goal. They hit the linesman. The head for Philpott. Verdi off the boards looking for Locke. Chafe pinching in. Puck will come out to center. Pilgrim. It's dumped in. Growlers couldn't touch it. They were about 15 feet offside if they had. Make a change instead. Some fresh legs out there. Fowler down in the corner. O'Brien is watching him. Chip to the corner. Tucker's on it first, directing traffic. That'll get out. O'Brien back at center. Heads up. That went off the stick of the impact player up into the Growlers bench. 7:24 to go. Time moving along quickly here in this second period.
It's been a good pace both first and second periods, George.
Yeah, we've been playing less than an hour and we're more than halfway through the game. Tucker trying to get free. Green was draped over him. That goes up and out of play.
And George, we talk about, we're past the midway point of the game and how important special teams are. And if you, shorthanded or power play or whatever the case may be, you really need to focus on your particular job. Yes, everybody's going to get penalties, but you have to be disciplined and not take those type of penalties that we just saw. That results then, of course, in a power play goal for the Pinnacle Growlers, who are, gifted with a lot of offense.
That shot in off the boards. A little miscommunication there between Lynch and his defenseman. Price has got it now to Lambert. Lambert holds it and flips it out. Avery backing up at his own blue line. Goes cross ice. Nobody over there. Price ahead for King. King sends it in. Right on goal, and Hernham's going to cover it up. And while we've got a minute, want to thank Skur Group for sponsoring our webcast this weekend. Skur Group is a full-service company located in Grand Falls, Windsor, offering mechanical, plumbing, electrical, and security services for both commercial and residential customers. Skur Group can also help arrange financing for your home or commercial project. For more information on how Skur Group can help you, just call 709-393-2600, email info@skurgroup.ca, or check out their website at skurgroup.ca. Lynch came out to play it.
Which was the right idea.
Got it to the boards. Growlers are on it. Dobbin back here at the left point. Just slides it softly down into the corner. Knight looking for it. In fact, with a chance to move it out, they do. Flip it out. Russell trying to get to it. Chafe hustling back there.
Great defense by Chafe. I really liked how he got position and stayed there.
It's kicked in. Puck comes loose out in front. The Growlers clear. That went off a stick. Getting there first is Knight. Passed it back. Impact get back and break it up and get rid of it. Pilgrim down inside his own end. Pass for Hussey. A little bit too hard for him to handle. Shot in by Strickland. Stolen behind the goal. Fudge with wrap on another attempt. Oh, another robbery by Hernham as he robs Noah Herna with the glove this time.
Wow. That was unbelievable. Herna is coming in as the puck got turned over on the boards, out in the slot. Johnny on the spot, and I got a lot on it, and what a glove save. What a goaltender. Two phenomenal saves, George, in this second period to keep the score here as we see it. Those are two easy best saves I've seen in a long time.
Hughes around behind the goal. Tucker's there first for the Growlers. Gave it away. Bounced out in front. Growlers have it. Devereaux skating to center. Works around Hughes. Devereaux keeps on going. Stops up. Plays it back at the point. Comes back to Devereaux. Holds it. Shoots. Saved by Lynch, and he'll hang on.
Devereaux's a load, George. He's just he's a premier player. He does everything well. But what he doesn't get really noticed for is his skating ability. It doesn't seem like he's going fast, but if you're next to him, he's fast and he's strong. He's not like a stick is not going to slow him down.
Under 5 to go in the second. Just a 1-goal game. Got past Maloney. Party trying to get to it. He goes in there with the Growlers player. That's Gillespie. Comes free. Maloney has it. Maloney holding it. Likes to go the other side. Hustling to get there is Ward. Kept it onside. Good speed by Brady Ward to get there. He's got it behind the goal. Back at the point for Verdi. Verdi with his shot. Rattles around somehow. Harnham finds it through all the traffic.
There. That's got to be a punch to the mask. That's an easy call. You can push a guy. You can't go and punch him in the face in the mask.
So it'll be a power play for the Impact.
And you can't argue that call. That's just a simple call. But George, just prior to that, 15 seconds before that chip, when Party's going down, he makes a something play out of a nothing play by keeping his feet going. The D-man has pretty good position on him, but he really gets by him and gets in the corner and creates a little scoring opportunity. But it's because of your wheels.
Opportunity for the Impact here late in the second period, trailing by 1. Didn't do much with their power play opportunity earlier in the game. See what they can do with this one. Growlers send it down the ice. Fowler leaves it back there for Green. Joey Green. His neck guard has come off, Robert. He just noticed it.
Yep.
See that flying as he came up the ice. He made the pass and then hit it right to the bench.
Smart decision by him. I'm not sure about these neck guards. I'm going to have a chat with these guys. Get some better neck guards or better Velcro or something.
They do tend to come off.
A lot.
Locke can't shoot it. Back to War. He'll center it to Locke. War winds up that one off a stick over the top of the goal.
Some battles down in front. Lambert was cross-checked from behind. He's a big kid.
Everybody was piled up in front of the goaltender on that play. Now they're all in behind the goal. Who can come up with it?
It's 30 seconds just elapsed after that.
And that was a 4-minute penalty, too.
Yeah, well,
against the Growlers. That shot over the top of the net. It hit somebody. I think it hit the goaltender. Still 2:49 to go in the power play.
Well, George, the penalty was being called right away for the shove or the hit. Then he punched him in the mask. That's going to warrant the double monitor every time.
Okay, did not go off the goaltender. Just went up and out of play. It'll last touch by the Impact, so the face-off comes outside the blue line.
You're looking at a big Cascio here on the left wing. His only responsibility on this power play is in front of the net, in front of the goaltender, to cause some havoc.
Green, with the neck guard fixed, back out there. Green forced back. Gets it to Locke. Locke mishandled it, brought it in offside, so the face-off comes outside again. This time they get it in onside, but the Growlers get possession, send it down the ice. Canning back to get it. Locke gets it in over the blue line, holds it, plays it back behind the goal. Russell to Locke, chipped it out in front, but O'Brien is there, and away it goes. 2 minutes left, the 4-minute penalty to the Growlers. They've killed off the first half. Just over 2 minutes to go in the period. Russell dumped it in. Devereaux was there. Around to Pilgrim, off the boards. Green should be able to hold this one in. He does, off the boards. Gets it to Kosh. And to Russell. Russell holding it. Russell back to Green. Green stepping in. Poke check by Knight, and here we go. Breakaway shorthanded Hussey. Russell trying to catch up. Hussey backhand. Scores!
Too much fooling around with the puck on the blue line, George. It's going to result every time they had an opportunity to get it down low. Those are killers. Not only did they not get any offensive opportunities, but you get scored short-handed. That puck needed to go a little quicker. Nice backhand here up over the top. Russell's doing yeoman's work trying to get back, but when Joey Green comes off of the boards with the puck, George, he's in a tough spot. His left D-man is over wide on the boards, which he needs to be. However, he needed to shoot the puck a little earlier, try to make an extra move, and the forward just got up high on him and made him pay.
Big shorthanded goal for the Growlers.
Huge.
Late in the period. They get a 4-minute penalty and then score shorthanded. Only about a minute and a half left to go here in the second. Sent down the ice. A minute 5 left to go in the power play.
You'll see some jump in these Pinnacle Growlers here now, George. They're really flying up and down this ice.
Fowler stops inside the blue line, gets it down low for Party. Party holding it. Party back at the point. War elects not to shoot it. Fowler across for Party in the empty net. Couldn't make contact. Down to the corner. Fowler behind the net. Harnett. Back to Fowler. 30 seconds to go in the power play. To War. Fowler with a shot. And again, Harnett tracked that. He's got it and holds on.
Yeah, he tracked it because even though he's got a bit of traffic, there's no traffic really directly in front of him. They're in the blue, but they're not in front of him. He was able to see it all the way, got it in the breadbasket. 49 seconds left in the second period. Pinnacle Growlers enjoying a 2-goal lead.
We're in the last minute of play, second period.
Into the final minute here in period number 2. Here come the Growlers shorthanded again. Bolin trying to cut in. War stayed with him. Puck goes to the boards. 10 seconds to go in the penalty. 30 seconds to go in the period. Lambert winding up. Lambert, his shot just missed. Sits in behind the goal. Puck bouncing around. Impactor on it. Comes out in front, taken around behind the goal by Dobbin. Gets it ahead to Skinner. Skinner will shoot it in. And just icing.
Wow.
8.5 seconds left. That was close.
Yeah, you said last night, George, it's not where the player is when it goes over the line. It's where he is on the hash marks. That one was a real close one. And I like the way the Pinnacle Growlers played that. He shoots that in, knowing his guy's going full tilt.
8.5. Face-off win for the Growlers into the corner. Puck sits along the boards. And that is where it's going to be when the whistle goes or the buzzer goes. Second period over. What a big short-handed goal for the Growlers. A big turnaround there. Impact on the power play. 4-minute man advantage late in the period. Chance to tie it up. Instead, they give up a shorty.
Well, you talk about special teams. They had a power play goal and a short-handed goal. You can't do a whole lot better than that.
All right, let's get the penalty off the board. That is now expired. So we'll start period number 3, 5 aside, with the Growlers leading this one 3-1. You're watching Newfoundland Labrador under 18 Major Hockey League action from the Joe Byrne Memorial Stadium here in Grand Falls, Windsor on a Sunday morning, exclusively on AO.live. Pinnacle Growlers lead this game 3-1 as we get started here in the third period. Win by the Growlers will give them the series. If the Impact can come back to win this one, they'll play next weekend back in St. John's. Game 6 and 7 if necessary. But it comes down to these 20 minutes.
Yeah, and for the Impact, it's a 20 minutes that I'm sure they will relish if they get the opportunity. And, of course, for both teams, you're looking and saying it's either an extension or it's over. And you don't want to ever end, ever. But that's it.
Sports. There are winners and there are losers.
And it's tough.
Hussey brings it in. Ooh, that shot had Lynch going the wrong way. Got the left pad down, kept it out. It's a good low shot.
It was. Left pad and came back to his right.
In behind the Impact goal, back at the point, fanning on it. And away comes Lambert. Lambert, Pilgrim catching up, stops him up, gets it to Purdy, and a nice play by Hernham. Chipped it up, didn't quite catch it, but then
it's going to be a hooking penalty, George, I think, behind the play as Purdy was trying to get to the net. Maybe a hook or an interference, but it's going to be a Growler penalty for sure. It's a slash. There you go. Now you have another opportunity, so you can't ask for a whole lot more.
Yeah, they had a power play late in the second, gave up a shorthanded goal.
At a 4-minute power play.
Chance to get it back. Early power play, minute 5 seconds into the period. Another semifinal game happening today. Tripan and the Blizzard are tied after 2 periods of play, 2-2. Osprey lead that series 2-1. Lynch leaves it for War. In fact, need to get something going here on this power play. 1.5 minutes left to go. So far,
they need to make better passes.
Only getting it as far as center up till now. War makes a little move. For lock in over the blue line.
It's just too easy. There's not controlling the puck, George, and these aren't difficult plays to make when you're coming over the blue line.
Fowler, poke check by O'Brien. O'Brien with a shot, was going wide. Lynch got a stick on it. Party was looking for it, overskated. O'Brien had it.
He's not the one you want to give the puck up to at this juncture of the game.
Impact are going the wrong way. The hustle by Fowler gets it in over the blue line. Fowler stops. Tried to get it down in the corner, but that was intercepted.
That's just an easy read for Dobbin. You're doing the half wall pass down the boards, and of course Dobbin just steps up from his defensive position and takes that pass away.
30 seconds to go in the power play for the Impact. A lot of, as we say, east and west, not a lot of north and south. Harnett will bring it in. Harnett trying to get around the outside, got a shot from a sharp angle, but that's got to hit the net if you're going to shoot it from there.
Well, you got to stop.
Yeah.
And you call it right, George. If you are going to shoot from there, you better hit the goaltender.
From that angle, you miss. That's what happens. It comes out, and that's going to do it. Not much of a power play at all for the Impact. Couldn't take advantage.
No, never had nothing on it. Never gained any type of possession.
Hughes from his defensive position. That one off of Gillespie down into the corner. Gillespie back behind his goal to get it. To Philpott. Give it back to Gillespie. Over to Knight. Back to Maloney. They'll go to the other side. Gillespie. Chafe. Into the middle. Was looking for Knight. Knight backhands it in. Price has got it. And clears it. Gillespie out at center. He'll shoot it in. That was from his own side of the red line, but they let it go.
Maybe they must have gave him that a little half step, but it was definitely from his side of the red line. My side, not yours. Are we directly in the middle? Close?
We're slightly to the Growler side of center here. Camera down below us is right at center.
Yeah, we get the best seat in the house just about every week, George.
It's been one of the best parts of doing this for the last 15 years,
Beautiful.
14 years, whatever it's been. This one will be icing against the Impact.
Yeah, right now, if we go back to that power play, George, one of the things that they didn't do, they didn't get behind the net with a puck-moving D to get somebody to come back to get the puck to come out in units. They had too much space, and the Pinnacle Growlers were able to come back. And because the passes weren't on the stick, they were always reaching for them, the Impact being in. It was an easy defense for the Pinnacle Growlers in that particular situation.
Fudge working it out, shoots it down into the corner. Kosh getting in there on the forecheck. He and Fudge are both in there. And that's going to be a penalty, and that's going to hurt down in the Growlers' end.
Yeah, those are killers. You just can't do that. You're in the offensive zone, 200 feet from your own zone.
So delayed penalty coming up against the Impact. As you can see, the Growlers' net is empty. They've got 6 players out there now on this delayed penalty. Right into the middle for Canes. He was poke checked. Down into the corner, back at the point for Avery. Avery's got it. Headed in front, it was tipped wide. Devereaux. That shot from a sharp angle, right on goal. Lynch has got it, and the Growlers will go on the power play.
Kosh is going to get 2 minutes for tripping here. Once you're behind your player down low, and he's got a couple of feet, and you're down on the goal line, Georgia, the opposition, you just cannot get your stick engaged. Now we're talking about special teams, George. The Pinnacle Growlers with a power play goal, short-handed goal, and they're on the power play here now.
A good face-off win for the Impact to send it down the ice.
Yeah, if they get up 4-1, it's going to be really tough sledding for the Central Impact to try to come back from this. Maybe they can pull off a short-handed goal.
Growlers control it back at the blue line. Dobbin down into the corner. O'Brien taken away by Strickland. Puck sits there though. Growlers stay on it. Tucker. Tonight to Dobbin, back to Knight, back to Dobbin. Down to Tucker. Andy Knight. Micah Tucker. Threw it in front, one off of Lambert. Growlers maintain possession. Avery, 1 minute to go in the power play. A little bit too far for Knight. He'll take it off the end boards, gets it out into the crease. Good work by the Growlers to hold it in, just strong on the stick.
Great battle by O'Brien there. Didn't look like he was going to get to the puck, and he just out-muscled his man.
This is O'Brien behind the goal. Tonight, he let it go. Back to Avery. Behind the goal, O'Brien. Tucker. Right in front. Strickland's got it. Tried to clear it. Hit Knight. O'Brien back at the point, and they can't hold it in. 20 seconds to go in the power play. Great possession.
Unbelievable possession.
Growlers, and they'll get it again. Avery. Right on front, scores!
There
Knight.
it is, George.
That may be the dagger right there.
Well, but not only that, George, the Growlers were able actually to get fresh troops out here, and just look, the Pinnacle, Central Impact are just late getting there. There's just, and in that south zone, right on the face-off dot down low, a puck retrieval by the Pinnacle Growlers gets it out, and just a one-timer beats the goaltender short. So you're talking about the special teams. Doesn't get any plainer than that. 2 power play goals, short-handed goal for Pinnacle Growlers. They're up 4-1, 13 minutes left in the third.
Yeah, that's the story of this one. Great special team play by the Growlers.
Total puck possession, the entire power play.
Fowler pulls it back. That hit Chafe. Party got it towards the front of the goal. Harnett back to Price. Couldn't hold it in. He'll turn, shoot it back in. Harnett out to play it. Leaves it for Devereaux. To Skinner. Good pass into the middle. Reed Chafe brings it in over the blue line, and he gets stood up by Price on a good play. And that hit somebody at the Impact bench. 12:21 to go, third period.
Right now, your veteran players got to look up and down the bench and say to each other, you try to build up some morale and lift up the spirits and say, come on, guys, let's just keep battling. That's what you got to try to believe that. No, it's not easy, but that's what you got to try to believe if you're the Central Impact team right here now.
Luck couldn't get it out, kept in by the Growlers to the boards. Gaines into the corner, swung around. It'll come back at the point. Gillespie pinching in, holds it in, threw it towards the goal. Impact clear it. Maloney back to get it. What was it Patrick Waugh did the other night to pull the goalie with, 8 minutes to go or something?
Well, the Edmonton Oilers did it last night with 7.
Well, we'll see what Brian Casey decides to do here with his team down by 3.
The Oilers did it with 7:07 at the time for Calgary.
What was the final?
6-3.
Okay. I know Noah Hannafin had a couple of goals and
He
3
did.
assists.
And George, watching him, he had a couple of goals and assists. And the other big issue with him right now, he hasn't signed a contract extension, George.
No, they're looking at trading him. They were saying the price of the trade may have gone up after last night.
They're saying that a lot,
such a
right?
big game.
So, the fact that he hasn't signed a contract extension, you got to say to yourself, do you want to really stay there? And I'm not sure why, but anyway, it doesn't look like he's going to be staying. 2 weeks before the trade deadline, I believe.
Yeah.
Actually, not quite 2 weeks now.
That's offside. Tucker in just ahead of the play. Down to 10:51 to go in this one.
Finished the story on Hannafin. He had his 11th goal last night. He's the most he's had in a couple of times has been 10, so he's got 11 goals and still a number of games left. So he's obviously going to be a personal best for goals for him this season.
We've mentioned it before, but you and I had the privilege of calling the World Under-17 Championship in Nova Scotia a few years ago. Hannafin was the star of that, and there were some other pretty good players there. Some fellas you may have heard of.
Several.
This guy Matthews.
He wasn't bad.
Pretty good. He's on the U.S. team with Hannafin. Matthew Tkachuk.
Don't forget his line mate played for
Dylan Strome played in that tournament.
Greenway,
McAvoy.
Yeah,
a whole bunch.
Yeah, that was a phenomenal treat and a trip for us up there.
It's off the glass down in behind the Impact goal. Spent New Year's up there.
Yeah, we did.
New Year's night calling a game between Canada and Russia.
It was minus 30.
That shot from a sharp angle. Yeah, that's when we had Dark NL back here in the province and major storm. Actually, it was rattles around in front. Kept out, then they put it home on the rebound. It's done, folks.
That's a tough one. But what a battle down low, and he was just dog determined. Not only did he get one shot, second he scored on the ground, on the ice, George.
Here's the replay.
Yeah, out battles his man down low. You got two guys on Impact are skating up ice, and the puck is behind them. They're looking up ice. The puck doesn't never ever get up ice.
Great job by Ben O'Brien. Diving out to.
Yeah, just determined.
5-1 now.
Got a feel for the Impact goaltender right now.
Made the first save.
Yeah, and he's battled hard.
War drifts it in wide of the goal. It'll come out the other side. Andy Knight will get to it first. Avery was in behind everybody. He's onside.
Yeah, George, they're going to look to do this a lot
off the boards, and a nice save by Lynch.
Because, really, if you're the Impact, you're forced to go up hard, and because of that, there's going to be guys behind you. There's no question. But, George, you got to go back to the 4-minute penalty that results in a shorthanded goal and then a power play goal. And that really sealed the fate, I think.
They turn it over right in front of their own goalie. And Lynch had to bail them out that time. Impact sloppy in their own end that time. Vardy back to get it. So assuming this one stays as is and the Growlers move on, Robert, we're going to have a couple of weekends off.
Wow.
Possibly, depending on what happens this afternoon. If Well, let's finish this one up. Avery threw it in front. That shot redirected. A good save by Lynch.
That was a great reaction save.
Knocked out of the air with a high stick. Yeah, if this game holds, and if the Cataracts win this afternoon in Corner Brook, our next game won't be for another 3 weeks. Game 3 of that Central West Senior Hockey League Series will be off next weekend and the following weekend. If Corner Brook win this afternoon, we will have a game next Friday night here at the Joe Byrne, game 5 of that series.
3 weeks in a row?
Well, we get 2 weekends in a row off, so that's 3 weeks off, right?
It's like summer holidays.
Impact, throw it around, can't get a shot on goal. That one is put in wide, knocked down, comes to the near boards. Strickland held it in right on goal, cleared away by Harnham, who has been sensational in this game.
Yeah, he's there in the middle of that second period. Wow.
2 amazing saves. This is a little bit easier as the puck just trickles into the Growlers goaltender. 8 minutes to go, 5-1.
Yeah, and you're on the Central Impact team, and it's really tough to keep people motivated now. You know that the end is getting closer, and it's never a good feeling.
And now the end is near.
Goodness.
I promised never to sing, and I just did.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Well, then again, that's probably not considered singing. So
yeah, a little fluid there.
Okay. As it dandy Don Meredith used to sing, turn out the lights, the party's over, Monday Night Football.
Love that.
That's tipped. Another big save by Harnham, this time with the left toe. That was a good redirect right in front of the goaltender.
That was nice.
Cleared out. Strickland's got it. Strickland with a little bit of room. Strickland, wide shot. Another pad save by Harnham. Puck went up in the air. Party's got it. That was stopped by Chafe, and now Chafe has got it. And just get the center. Shoot it in right on goal.
Wow.
That took a funny little bounce. Almost found the 5-hole.
It almost did, George. Look at this.
Wraparound attempt. Lynch kept that one out, too. Under 7 to play. Knight gave it away to Price. Price heading up the ice. Trying to cut in. Knight stayed with him, knocked him off the puck. Party looking for it. It's in behind the goal. Canning chase it down in the corner, and they're with Jack Chafe. Knight plays it around to the near boards. Price hustling in. Everybody down in that corner.
That's a battle.
Referee looking in there, see if the puck is still loose. Finally blows the whistle. 6:10 to go.
Little rugby scrum. George, we'd like to give a shout out to all of the athletes taking place in the Newfoundland Winter Games starting today in Gander, and lots of folks making their travels to that particular area this weekend this week. So hats out to all the athletes, officials, volunteers, parents. Sure to be a great week of sporting activity.
I hear they had a great opening ceremony last night at the Steel Community Center.
Yes.
Our good friend Chris Wiener was there, I think, helping with some of the music, along with Adam Baxter. It's the music you hear that we play at the beginning of the webcast. It's Chris Wiener. Not the elevator music we've got pregame, but just before we come on the air, usually one we used to go out from time to time.
Never forget when he did the national anthem with his guitar right on the ice. It was something I'll never forget.
Yeah, that was Chris's submission to the new Hockey Night in Canada theme when the old theme got bought out.
Yeah.
So they auditioned from around the country, and Chris had a submission and started allowing us to use it back in, I think it was 2010, 2011, yeah. The very first year of the audio cast. And we've been using it ever since. But yeah, Best of luck to everybody at the Newfoundland Labrador Winter Games in Gander. Competition starting today. There's O'Brien looking for the hat trick. That may have been a case of 5-1 late in the game, no penalty, Robert.
I think so, yeah. Leaned on him, fell.
There's a big collision over by the boards. Hanrahan trying to get it out. Just does.
Two players grabbing sticks, one of
Yeah.
each. So, how do you call both or neither? They chose neither.
Long shot in. Harnham will put the trapper on top of that. We've got 4:18 to go. I think we're playing this one out a little bit right now, Robert.
Yeah, I think so. And that's to be expected. And, you know, coaching staff for the Pinnacle Growlers, and Trevor Budgell is always very accommodating to us, his entire staff. Congratulations to those folks if you're moving on. But one of the things that they're saying over right now, let's just keep playing, play hard. We don't want to put ourselves in a bad position, particularly, you know, when you think about injuries.
The Growlers will move on to play the winner of the Tri-Pen Blizzard Series. Tri-Pen leading that series 2-1. And they are leading the game this morning 3-2 with 13 minutes to go.
So it doesn't matter who they face
That'll
in the
be
final.
icing.
They're not going to have to do a whole lot of traveling.
No, the games will be out east.
Yeah.
So if Tri-Pen can hang on, if 13 minutes to go up by goal, they'll take a 3-1 lead in that series. Of course, East Coast Blizzard, if they can come back and win it, that series will be tied. But the winner gets the Growlers. No easy task.
No.
Last year's champions, they defeated the Impact last year in the finals, 4 straight games.
Good games, however. Good battles. And the thing is, you know, obviously they're a favorite, but you got to play the games. And you play them hard and you see what happens.
Yeah, favorite doesn't always win.
Nope.
Devereaux puts it towards the goal. The rebound is there, cleared. Gets past Devereaux down the ice. Coming out to play it, Harnham.
Played it with authority and confidence.
Vardy back behind his goal, leaves it in the corner for War. Canning. His shot way over the top of the goal. Vardy able to hold it in. Jack Chafe rings it hard around the boards. Picked up by Nolan Avery. He'll just get it out to center. 2.5 to go in this one. The big goal in the game was the shorthanded goal late in the second period that took it from 2-1 with the impact on the power play to 3-1 late in the second. And it's been had a couple since then, and that's been it.
Yeah, that was a real pivotal point in the game. The shorthanded was a real dagger. The 4-minute power play.
The Impact had their chance there.
They had a couple of great chances.
It's knocked out of the air, down deep. Vardy. Turn it over. Still in trouble getting it out. Up ahead to Canning. Canning dumps it in, heads to the bench. Under 2 to play. Strickland shoots it in, right on goal. It's lifted up to center. Strickland off the boards, taken by Russell. Russell drop pass for Lambert, fed it across for Herna, went between his skates. Growlers bring it out. We're into the final minute now in this game. Final minute of this series.
Sure, Coach Casey's going to look to get all of his grade 12s out, his veteran players.
So as this one winds down, once again I want to thank the Traction Central Impact for trusting us with their webcast requirements again this year. 5th year now doing the Central Impact.
So enjoyable.
Absolutely has been every year. At the Windsor Stadium or here at the Joe Byrne. Harnett with a chance. Shot it over the top of the goal. And as you mentioned, the senior players, best of luck to those guys as they move on.
Yes, wherever your travels may take you.
And to the returning players, well, hopefully we'll see you again in the fall. And that is going to do it. And there is the final buzzer, 5-1. Growlers move on to take on the winner of Tripan Osprey and East Coast Blizzard for the league championship. For the Impact, it's been a bit of a disappointment, I think, for them. Their biggest disappointment was that final weekend tournament, the year-ending tournament where they went in second place, lost all their games, and that's what forced them into this. You know, they were able to beat Corner Brook in the play-in, or Western, I should say, but it meant having to play the Growlers in the semis, and that's a tough task.
That's a formidable job. I mean, you know, you're looking at the best team in the province the last couple of years. I always love the handshakes at the end of a game, or particularly at this juncture at the end of a series.
Handshakes and hugs.
Tough battles. Some of these guys will go on to play with each other in other leagues and games and series, and it's always good as well.
Yeah, they may find themselves teammates somewhere down the road.
Oh, there's no question. Whether it's in some university hockey, whether it's in senior hockey in Newfoundland and Labrador, and of course, junior hockey in the East Coast, which is a very big league out there. No doubt there's going to be players here that are on opposite teams now that will be teammates.
A lot of guys from the AAA U18 have gone on to play Maritime Junior.
Some have even gone on to play senior. We look at Ethan Sims, member of the Central Impact last year, playing now with the Grand Falls Windsor Cataracts.
Joe Wiseman played with Western Kings also when their season was over. Joined the Corner Brook Royals.
Yeah.
Always disappointing when the season comes to an end.
Oh, it doesn't matter, George. It's always disappointing.
I know for the Caseys, Glenn and Brian, very tough. Always tough to kind of give it up. You're all revved up. You're doing this every weekend. It becomes part of your routine. And you come into the game, and all of a sudden you go,
"It's over. What do I do?
Now what do I do?" Yeah.
When is our next practice? When is our next workout? When is our next? What have you?
Yeah.
Congratulations to the Pinnacle Growlers, and wish you the best in the finals. And hopefully some more good games to come for that team as well. And congratulations to Central Impact, who's provided us with a lot of great entertainment this year. To the entire staff, hats off, and to all the volunteers who make this work. And, of course, our sponsors.
Well said, sir. And let's get a final word in from our sponsor before we call it a day. Let them have the last word. Group is a full-service company located in Grand Falls, Windsor, offering mechanical, plumbing, electrical, and security services for both commercial and residential customers. Skur Group can also help arrange financing for your home or commercial project. For more information on how Skur Group can help you, just call 709-393-2600, email info@skurgroup.ca, or check out their website at skurgroup.ca. All right, folks, that's going to do it for us on behalf of our cameraman, Jason Power, Robert Golding. My name is George Scott. The aforementioned Chris Wiener to play us out. So long, everybody.